Some military equipment only worked because people hid it, overused it, or ignored every warning sign. Not repairs, not maintenance, blunt force, panic, and luck. These aren't clever hacks, they're moments where machines were pushed past failure and somehow didn't kill the people using them. Nothing here was approved, nothing here was safe, and none of it belongs in a training manual. If you think weapons and vehicles fail cleanly and predictably, you're about to see how often they fail just enough to let someone survive. Watch this closely because every one of these stories should have ended in disaster. A military truck refused to start, no matter what crews tried. In wartime, vehicles were pushed far past their limit. Mud, cold, heat, bad fuel, everything took a toll. Mechanics fixed what they could, but spare parts weren't always available, and breakdowns didn't wait for permission. This truck became infamous. The engine was intact, fuel was reaching the system, electrics checked out, still nothing. Crews noticed something strange. If they slammed the hood shut hard enough, the engine would cough. If they struck the side of the engine housing, it almost turned over. Eventually, they figured it out. One internal component was misaligned just enough that vibration or impact briefly put it back in place. So crews memorized the exact spot and the exact force needed to hit it. Punch, crank, engine starts. No manuals, no repair kits, just muscle memory. A military vehicle kept operational because soldiers learned how to punch it correctly. If war teaches anything, it's that broken doesn't always mean useless. A tank went silent in battle without being hit. During prolonged fighting, one tank crew kept firing non-stop. Round after round, no pauses, no cooldown, just constant pressure on the trigger as enemies closed in. The cannon glowed. The recoil shook the turret. The crew stayed locked in, then something felt wrong. Accuracy dropped. The gun resisted elevation. The barrel looked distorted. They stopped firing and checked it. The cannon had overheated so badly that the barrel warped. Not cracked, not damaged by enemy fire. Physically melted, out of shape by its own use. The tank could no longer aim safely. Firing again risked the barrel bursting inside the turret. The crew had no choice. They abandoned a perfectly intact tank because it fired itself into failure. No shell hit it, no enemy disabled it. It destroyed its own weapon through sheer volume. A fighter plane made an emergency landing and barely survived it. Mechanical trouble forced the pilot down fast, with no proper airfield nearby. He aimed for open ground, hoping to touch down and take off again. The landing was rough, dust everywhere. No time to stop. As the plane rolled, something slammed into the wing. The pilot felt the impact, but the aircraft stayed controllable. He powered up and took off again, barely clearing the terrain. When the plane returned to base, ground crews rushed toward it, then froze. Lodged against the wing was an entire cow. The aircraft had struck livestock during the emergency landing, carried it through takeoff, and flown back with it still attached. The plane flew, the pilot survived, and physics politely looked the other way. If that's not the strangest successful flight you've heard about, like and subscribe because history gets even weirder under pressure.